Black cab or Hackney Carriage is an important part of London transport network dated back to 17th century. With their long-standing presence, they have become part of London's heritage and history. Tourists visiting London must ride Black cab and take pictures with it, as it is considered among popular attraction in London. You see different colors of cab carrying different themes and messages, commonly called black cab. But black taxis are more than the other colored taxis. In 17th century, horse-drawn carriage received approval from Parliament to be used as taxi. Later on, it was called hansom cabs, and only 700 licenses were issued by the approval of Parliament. In 1897, these horse-drawn carriages were replaced by electric Hackney carriages. In 1910, number of motor cabs were more than the number of hansom cabs on the street of London. There are currently around 21,000 black cabs in London licensed by the Public Carriage Office. They have introduced a stringent criteria for drivers intending to drive Hackney Carriage. Hackney carriages retain exclusive right to use London bus lane, park at double yellow line and pick up passengers from anywhere. While minicab drivers can transfer pre-booked passengers only. On top of that, they have meter installed in the black cab to calculate the fare for their journeys. I think the best thing is to speak to black cab driver and learn from him what is his experience of driving black cab in the street of London. Fortunately, I got hold of a black cab driver. Let's speak to him. Hello, how are you? My name is Fraz Haider. I'm a YouTuber.
Yep.
And whenever I see these beautiful cabs, with different colors and advertising different, themes, something carrying different messages, I've seen lots of people are driving cabs, I heard it's very difficult to do that, or what is the...
It's not difficult to drive the cab. It's difficult to learn. I mean, if you can imagine the size of London and all the streets, it's difficult to learn all the streets, all routes all over London, and learning how to get from one place to another.
Is there any particular test for that, or anyone can get this license?
Anyone can apply for the license.
Okay.
But not everybody manages to get through the whole process.
It's like a exam as well, or
there are exams.
There are exams.
A whole series of exams that you have to pass before you're considered to be, worthy of holding
black cab
a license.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. The entire process is called the knowledge.
Oh, the knowledge.
It's called the knowledge.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It usually takes an average of about 4 years.
Oh, really? It takes 4 years. Okay.
It's almost like doing a degree.
Oh, really?
It really
okay.
is. It takes up a lot of time and a lot of dedication.
Oh, really?
Some people, again, usually drop out before they complete. They just find that it's just a little too much.
Give up.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if you're persistent and you continue, and there will be times when you'll fail a few of the exams, but you keep on going back.
It's not like if you fail a couple of times, you're stuck out or something like that.
It could discourage you, but again, if you're persistent and you keep on going, then you'll keep crossing all the hurdles that they put in place.
I see. And usually, in 4 years, you pass the knowledge.
It usually takes about 4 years.
4 years
to actually learn the streets and the suburbs and go through the whole examination process. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like the knowledge contains all south, east, west, north,
south, east, and west, and a
suburbs.
lot of suburbs around.
All these
London.
Counties.
We won't go as far as all the counties. It would just be the suburbs around Greater London.
What is like driving this? I mean, after passing this, once you clear this, they give you plate, or how does it? Because I read somewhere that there are like limited plates. They are not issuing anymore these licenses.
I've not heard anything like that.
They are issuing the licenses.
Sorry? They are issuing licenses.
Issuing the licenses.
Yeah. Once you've passed the knowledge, I mean, unfortunately, because of our competition, like Uber and some of the other app cabs. A lot of people are sort of discouraged. There's not as many people learning the knowledge now. I remember when I was doing the knowledge, what we do is we dart around London on our little scooters.
Yes, I heard about that. Yes,
and we would normally see other people doing exactly the same as us. Sometimes we'll stop and find out, how are you progressing, and have a little chat, and then see you later, and then get on with it. But now that I'm a driver, I hardly ever see people on their scooters darting around London.
Really? Yeah.
It's very rare now.
Very rare, yes.
Yeah.
What do you think about this Uber and other what
Well,
do you think?
I can't really blame the drivers. They want to make a living, and it's
They want to make a living, yes, exactly.
Driving, I suppose, is the same as that. So even if I'm using, if they need to make money. I mean, I know there is a little tension between Uber drivers and us,
Exactly.
cabbies. But as far as I'm concerned, I can't really blame them. But Uber, the company, on the other hand,
Exactly.
they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew they were messing up with their life. Again, I mean, it's a free market, so there's not really much that we can do. I mean, it is disheartening sometimes. We'll be in a taxi rank, and people will come out. They'll be straight on their phone.
Exactly.
Right in front of us.
Yes.
We're right there offering a service, but they completely ignore us. And they're using their app to try to get a cab.
Get the cab, yes.
So again, I mean, it's disheartening when that happens. A lot of the the nightclubs, and it's mainly the young people.
Young people, yes,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
But the more sort of mature passengers,
Yes.
they seem to be a little bit more loyal to
Exactly. Loyal, yeah, that's
to
true. That's true.
the cab trade. A lot of people do not want to see the taxi trade die off.
I mean, it's one of the. I think one of this is culture with the. It's assimilated with
it's
London
part of
culture. It's a
London.
part of London actually. You
Absolutely.
can. I mean, if you don't see black cabs, you feel like you're not in London probably.
Yeah,
And different colors. That really adds more beauty. To the roads and something like. Why you don't have any organization or any union or something can offer booking online, something,
Yes, I mean, there's the
Have they started
LTDA.
something like that, or?
Oh well, there are a few apps that covers us
As well,
jungle
okay.
cabbies. Yeah. Sometimes I'll get a hail on my pad here,
Oh,
and I'd press it, find out exactly where the address is, and I'll try and get there as quickly as possible to pick up a cab. So I mean, that works. That's beneficial for us, but we mainly obviously rely on soliciting and people on the streets.
on the street, yes,
Yeah.
exactly, yes. What is this? There's a misconception. I don't know. It's a misconception or not. That some of us or some people from us, they think like the cabbies are charging far more than the Uber, or what is what do you think about that?
There are instances where we would charge more, but I have had a few passengers who were completely surprised by the total amount on the meter, and said they expected to pay more because they've taken an Uber,
Yes.
exactly, and it was a lot more. You see. So and they just assumed that we would charge more.
Exactly.
What a lot of people don't quite understand is passengers are safer with us black cabbies than they are with a lot of Uber drivers.
A lot of Uber drivers. Yes, yes.
Let's say, for instance, coming into the West End, there are certain roads that we could use that the Uber drivers cannot use.
Exactly. You can use
and
bus lane. You can,
use
you
the
got
bus lane. We'll get
exactly.
there a lot
Lots of
quicker.
privileges
Yeah.
you can just,
Technology can mess up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. The Uber drivers are relying on whatever's on their
Navigation.
Yeah.
Navigation.
Whereas we're relying on what's on our brain.
Exactly. Yeah.
there are times where certain roads are closed, so we have to think fast and know how to get around.
Maneuver around or something
Absolutely.
like that, exactly.
An Uber driver isn't going to know how to.
They straight follow this map, you know,
They're
sometimes.
totally reliant on
navigation.
the
Yeah.
app.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've heard a lot of stories from passengers saying, "Oh, you know, we used to rely on Uber, but we don't because sometimes they don't know where the hell they're going, and there's always some sort of problem."
Some sort of problem. That is true because they are like, they're not like professionally. It's not a professional trip. Either they are doing part time or something like add to their some extra to get some extra money. They just do Uber.
Yeah.
But like government is not, City of London is not doing something to. I mean, like this is sort of like a heritage. For London. It's like it's been there for maybe around 200 years or for how long is it?
Hackney Carriage? Oh, it's been a long time. I couldn't tell you exactly how long.
Exactly. It's been there for a long time.
For a very long time. Again, I mean, it would be a shame if it did eventually die out.
Exactly.
I don't know, maybe in the next 20, 25 years or so, I think it's really going to be a problem. At the moment, we're thriving, everyone's getting on. It's not as good as it used to be.
Used to be like that, yes.
These alternative, drivers came along. But, I think we can still make a decent living. And, I mean, I'm quite happy. I still enjoy getting up and, getting ready for work every day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like you just drive around. I mean, like those places, like no one can park here. Actually, no one can even enter. I think this side, and there are different roads. Even I think they cannot enter. But you got privileged to just.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, since just recently, when we just after lockdown, after many months, social distancing, came back on the road, started driving again, and. All of a sudden, all these streets, roads that we relied on, we cannot enter them anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
A lot of roads that were one way going up, this way.
They made changes.
So many changes, and it can be quite embarrassing.
Yes.
If you have a passenger and you're relying on a route, you've figured out the route that you're going to use. You're on your way there, and then suddenly, a great big no entry sign.
Exactly, no entry sign. Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
So it's embarrassing because they'll probably think, I thought you're supposed to know where you're going.
That
you know the knowledge, and
Yeah.
but we're starting to get over that now. We're starting to realize that there are exactly where they are. But a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people complaining that a lot of these road closures and cycles only.
Cycle, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
But I mean, obviously they're a lot safer. Because of the changes, but they're so annoying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cyclists do not like to share the bus lane with bus taxi drivers. They don't like it at all. I remember when I was younger, when I was learning how to ride and using the road, we were told stay on the left so that the cars can pass. Cyclists don't tend to do that anymore. They stay on the middle of the lane and they don't allow us to. They know we're there, but they're just taking the time. And
Yes. Yeah, because loads of cyclists are not from here. Actually, they're just coming from Europe or everywhere from the world. They are driving in the middle of the road, and that's why they got loads of accidents as well. Cyclists.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's a lot safer for them. My daughter cycles, and I like to know that she's going to be safe on the road.
Safe as well. Yeah, that's very important as well.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. No, I mean, like this mayor has done, lots of, for cyclists especially, they have just, separate, dedicated lines. There are in streets as well, which is very good. But I mean, like, again, if you're probably using sort of like as a secondary Google map, that will probably update you that this road is closed, or this road is not more.
Not always, it does sometimes, but not always.
Not always, yes.
Not always. I mean, today, I was driving up Regent Street, and I think just a few minutes before I entered Regent Street, they closed Piccadilly Circus, which took us all completely by surprise.
Yes.
Because of the demonstrators, Extinction Rebellion.
Extinction Rebellion.
So without warning, they'll suddenly appear somewhere, and then the police would have to close the road.
Close the road, exactly. Yes.
And they would do that before the navigation has time to update to say
That
you
is
can't
true, very-
go this way.
yeah, that
You
is
see what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again, a taxi driver would have to use his
Yeah,
knowledge and know
use his
exactly
knowledge.
how to get around.
Exactly,
you
that
know,
is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Do you have anything substitute in your mind to replace or something? Do you have something? I mean, like any
If
for
I weren't
further
doing this?
for this, yeah, like something else in your mind as well to prepare yourself for maybe future challenges, like for
yeah,
another couple of years, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. But
Are
we're
you
in this
doing
country.
working on some projects, or
I certainly am, yes.
you are working? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Because this is a time slowly, you know, they are thinking about bringing in these helicopters, you know, or
Right.
something like
Oh, I
that,
see,
you know,
yeah.
these
No, the thing is, with
air
me,
taxis or something like that, you
the
know.
reason why I became a taxi driver is because it gives me the freedom to come and go as I please.
Exactly.
I spend, a lot of time out in the Caribbean. See? So I do need to find something to do whilst I'm in the Caribbean, and I have a few ideas floating around. So
Exactly.
yeah, I have to move.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you. What's your good name?
Sorry, my name Louis.
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 Thank you very much, Louis.
Okay, you're
See you
welcome.
next time.
All right.
Bye bye. Best of luck as well. Pleasure talking to you. Thanks.
Please don't forget to subscribe my channel and share and like my videos. I'll see you guys in my next video. Meantime, take care of yourself. Bye.